So I was asked a question today, something I'd like to talk about with you guys. This guy came up to me and he said, X has been a pretty big problem in this country for some time now. Everyone is just throwing words around X, but no one is actually looking for a solution to X. I'd like to know what you plan on doing to solve it, since X will deeply influence my vote. And, well, I told him I'd put some serious thought into X and then get back to him because X is a big issue, something that can't be handled on the street. After some discussions with my campaign manager, he said I should really talk about some of the critical issues, not just my, usual babble. And X fits perfectly with what he was saying I should talk about. So let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Let's talk about X. First off, X really isn't a problem just for this country. It's a problem for the world. And it's not something a single politician can solve because, let's face it, we don't actually solve anything. We sit around, we buy suits, take your money, buy hookers, teleprompters, and we'll talk big about X, we'll really talk about it. But when it comes right down to it, there's one golden rule. Do not upset the status quo, especially when it impacts our wallets. We can't be rich if half the world decides not to donate because of our views on X, right? Now, to be honest, when it comes to X, I don't actually need to worry about it. I'm going to be long gone by the time X is an issue. Truthfully, X is something that you need to worry about, not me. It's your families that will be impacted by X. It's your children and your grandchildren who actually have to solve X. Us, we have all the money. We live in a completely different world than you. Even if we are partially responsible for X, X is something that you have to fix for yourselves, with your friends, your neighbors, your loved ones, and even your enemies. X is not for me to fix. Even though I will say I have different views on X over the course of my campaign, if it came right down to it and X became a real big problem, we're going to be the first ones on the lifeboat. After all, we aren't expendable like you. X is something that you will need to handle on the street. So, in conclusion, I'd like to say that X isn't really something I will focus my campaign around. Yes, X is a problem, but X is your problem. And as a member of this planet, this country, you need to do your part. I've already voiced my views on X, and while some of you will appreciate it and some of you won't, I know that with enough FaceTime, you'll forget everything that I said about X and, I'll say something else that you might like. Don't forget, a vote for Saul is a vote for the truth.